Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story, I've reached into the deepest of the darkness and pulled out a beauty of a story for you. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this sinister, twisted tale. Please, of course, do let me know down below. Please do like and share. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's story, entitled Sunlight. Let's get straight into that. Jerry was on the verge of bleeding to death when he crawled out. When he saw me, there was a small spark of hope in his eyes as he told me his story. He talked fast, like every second could be his last. By the look of him, that wasn't too far off. He didn't remember much when he woke up, but it slowly came to him. It was cold and dark. The surface under him was hard and unforgiving. He started to try and stand, but his head met with something solid and his vision flashed red. To be fair, the red was a pleasant break from the unending pitch black of his surroundings. He felt around with his hands. He was surrounded by something hard on his sides as well as up and down. The only way to go was forward or back. The surface was shaped in a circle. He was in some kind of tunnel. That's when the fear started in his gut. Where am I? What is this? How did I get here? Were the most prevalent thoughts in his mind. He started to get on his hands and knees to see if he could fit. His back soon slammed into the top of the tunnel. He was able to judge that the tunnel was about 3 feet high and wide, meaning that the hole measured around 3 feet in total. How was he supposed to fit this frame through this thing? How had he got here in the first place? He tried to think of the last thing he could remember. It slowly came to him. He had gone out to drink with Sarah. Sarah? Oh God! She would be so worried. How long had he been down here? New, more morbid thoughts took over his previous ones. Am I going to die down here? In the dark, alone? The fear became almost crippling. He knew that he had to get out soon. He started to crawl on his hands and knees. The tunnel he was in seemed to be made of concrete. The first thought he had was that it was a sewer, but it was dry in the tunnel. Maybe a storm drain? He tried to focus on that question rather than the stream of blood running from his back. More skin was torn from his back and knees as he continued down, hoping he was going out rather than further in. To distract himself from the pain, he tried once again to figure out how he found himself there. He and Sarah had gone out to drink. It was a regular Friday night by any standard. They were getting ready when she approached him. "Hey, is there something wrong?" she asked. Jerry smiled. Sarah always got worried when he started to work later. "No, it's all good," I replied. She flashed one of her quick, brilliant smiles. She knew that he loved when she does that. He loved everything about her. Her fiery, auburn hair, her steadfast attitude, the way she was quick to jealousy was even amazing to him. Jealousy. Now he started to remember more about the night. They went to the Burning Parrot like usual. All these thoughts rushed from Jerry's mouth at me. He was obviously becoming delusional from the pain. I wanted to hear what happened, and he gladly continued. Once they arrived at the Burning Parrot, Sarah had rushed to the bartender and started us off. The rest was mostly a blur until Sarah went to the bathroom. An overly intoxicated blonde had mistaken him for her boyfriend. In seconds, she was all over him. He tried to get her off when he glanced over to her shoulder to see Sarah. She looked furious, and he already knew all too well that her temper was as fiery as her hair. Then a new sound filled his dark tunnel as he continued to crawl. A more grating than reverberated in the tunnel. He figured that it must have finally scraped away all of the skin and muscle from his knee, and now the exposed bone was contacting with concrete. He reasoned that the skin on his back would soon follow suit. He had to keep thinking about something else. It was the only thing keeping him from passing out from the pain. Sarah had spun around and gone out the door before Jerry could say anything. He pushed the blonde to the floor and ran after her. He ran out into the night air. It was dark, though compared to his current situation, it was blinding. He saw a figure duck into the alley on his right. Assuming it was Sarah, he followed it. The second he stepped out of the light and into the alley, everything went black, and something hit him like a ton of bricks. He then saw a pinpoint of light. As quick as he could muster, he crawled for it. Within a few minutes, he was out in the blazing light of day. That's when he saw me. As his story came to an end, he started to look as if he would drop dead. The last thing he asked me to do was tell Sarah what happened. He gave me their address and started to close his eyes. "What really astounds me," I said, causing Jerry's eyes to open again, "is how you were able to crawl through 2 miles of tunnel." He looked at me, confused. 2 miles? That's how far I put you in? A hard fear set in his eyes. I dragged him all the way out of the tunnel and into the small grassy valley that the storm drain exited into. I was a little disappointed it didn't work out as I'd planned. I was hoping for the most terrifying death, to die alone and afraid, knowing that you will be condemned to a dark concrete tomb. It would be the pinnacle of my kills. Absolute fear. I would have to try again after tweaking it, but not with Jerry. Jerry had won. I would allow him to die in the sun. He had fought so hard to see again. I remembered the address he told me. Time to pay Sarah a visit. Wow, hope you guys enjoyed that short story there, quite a twisted tale. Please of course do let me know down below in the comments. Please do like and share. And remember guys, be safe, not sorry.